Good morning, guys. I'll tell you my story. Well, it started. I was born in Mordialloc. It's basically a beach suburb on the bay in Melbourne, and so Dr. Shapiro and so Dr. Um, Reynolds also help with things. When I was born. They were from Bernard Street in Cheltenham, and they had their own clinic, and they were going. They were also doing a lot of work at the hospital in Mordialloc, close to in between Chelsea and Mentone. So one of the longest beaches in Melbourne. So basically from there I went to the kindergarten, Eversham Road in Cheltenham, just at the end of Ward Street, not too far from home. So based in Shipston Street. What I've learnt now with Shipston Street was a past mayor of the Moorabbin area, and him and his wife started an archery business and stuff. So it's got a lot of history there in Cheltenham. And yeah, so Eversham Road, and what they say about, I guess, like, quality education and how that shapes your life and stuff. So I guess, yeah, so, Moorabbin, in the way they train people, and, how they get people into society. It's been pretty cool, pretty good. So I got to meet a lot of, good people through that area. And then from there, obviously, because I'm Catholic, I went to Our Lady of the Assumption, so OLA back in Cheltenham. Got baptised there. Got my first communion in there, and I also got my confirmation there with at the time Archbishop George Pell. Now he's a cardinal. So yeah, and even so, like, the community, even at St. Pat's, with Mentone, and the connection there with St. Bede's, and also St. James, back in East Bentley. So I was part of a number of parishes, parishes also with St. Peter's there on Sender Road. So many parishes, even where my grandfather had the funeral and stuff. So there's a lot of places that I've connected with, and a lot of different people. So I guess, how have I connected with people? I've connected with so many people, obviously with different Christian parishes around the area. A lot of my mates are Christian, but it doesn't mean that all my mates are Christian. I've got other friends that are of other faiths and stuff. So yeah, so it's fascinating, and I think that helped shape me, working with the Catholic Church in Cheltenham, as well as the De La Salle Brothers and the community there, and looking at even the references, and I really made an impact not only to the brothers, but also to my De La Salle, brothers and group, within the community, the schools and stuff. So a lot of my friends, even my best man, they all came from the De La Salle community. So if I think back, it's pretty cool that somewhere from from New South Wales, central New South Wales, to be able to create a group, a French group of brothers that had a big impact on the way students study, and I think the biggest thing for me was the acknowledgement of my artistic skills at the De La Salle College, St. Bede's in Mentone. that helped triggered a lot of, I do have this creative ability. And I knew that my brother Vince was very good with also creating a lot of the drawings from the Sistine Chapel and stuff. So he was very good, but I think he was more at not creating art. He was more about replicating existing artwork and all those sorts of things, whereas I was creating new stuff, new content, and that's probably what makes you a creative artist, not a reproducer of art. And a lot of people think, if you're reproducing art, obviously you've got artistic skills, but doesn't mean that you can create very well. So if you can create very well and create content, that is where the innovation lies. My sister was pretty good at it also. So she got an industrial design award from Monash University. I got I actually got mine initially from ceramic design, but not just ceramic design. I was also got it in drawing, art history, and also there, just the start of the art and design, looking at computer art. So I was using computer art, 3D, almost like this 3D printing technique to create the 3D spheres and things. And I was one of the first to do that back in the 90s, very early 90s at Monash University. And I think this is where I just thought, shit, I've got to get this in my head. How do I translate this to something that is commercialized? So I was thinking, geez, if I'm going to be an artist and I'm going to die, it's the stuff that I leave behind that my family will reap from that. But then I thought, no, I'm going to live this. I had to make my decision then and there to become a designer artist, slash designer slash artist, and really, take it, by the bull, by the horns, and really sort of shape my life. And this is something that a lot of artists they they're either full on into drugs or into alcohol, and it's a I think that I didn't do that, and I'm glad I kept clean. And I think as a designer, I utilised my brain. I didn't want to toxicate myself with shit, because I think that would have had an effect on my artwork. So I've kept that, even though I was writing to Brett Whiteley and tried to live his kind of his way here in Sydney, because I'm not too far from where he was living, and really going North Shore, and going into the eastern suburbs, and living this life, based kind of what he had actually experienced, and looking at the harbour and having that, but that's just a small segment of his life. So you could never really replicate another artist's life, and not that I wanted to anyway. So I've been able to have some artwork there, mainly through the organisations that I've worked for. So coming out of St. Bede's, and then I thought, what do I do? I went to Monash, and I studied ceramic design, and I remember the first day, and I thought, oh shit, I accepted the course and stuff like that. And there was a girl, she'd have done already 4 years, 5 years in, and she's so good. Her work was awesome. She had like this blindfold over her sculpture, so she'd sculpt the head, and then almost like it was like justice, and had swords and all sorts of things. So it was blind justice, and she was using that as a way of showing her ceramic design and all that sort of stuff. So that was her expression, and I think, I remember, we had like Mexican at a barbecue, and I was just feeling really confused and thought, oh fuck, why am I here? I want to do design. Why am I doing ceramics? And then I got to look back, and my history where Mum comes from as a ceramic village, and maybe it is in the bones, maybe it is something that we were very good at. Mum was very good with clothes design and all that sort of stuff. So she did a lot of stuff for John Campbell, and a lot of the stuff that we would have seen at the Melbourne, Melbourne Cup. A lot of the jockeys wore what Mum actually sewed and put together, and so I came of family, and Dad was always doing like geometric structures with with flooring and with brickwork and all that sort of stuff. So I know where I got my intelligence, obviously, and the people. Dad was making a lot of these retaining walls, ancient walls, that would be used in castles and all those sorts of things. Up back in the village. That date back, 11th, 12th century, 13th century. I saw what Dad was doing, and he was basically, he was lifting up boulders, with 80 kilo boulders on his back when he was about 12, 13. So I know I come from a family of real hard workers and stuff. So, but not just hard workers, but workers that designers, and how they would design, whether it be a floral design for a garden. Dad would do a lot of stuff for the local Baron Ramiro there, and it was really looking at okay, this is stuff that's been almost given to me, even though I'm Australian, but I think a lot of the stuff that I was sort of growing up with came from obviously through my faith through Rome, and through my parents biologically, and then it was really the Australian environment that made me an Australian, and I think that's how I sort of see it now. So 44, that's how I it's like a synopsis of what it is that I do. So, like many in the area, a lot went to St. Bede's, and then from St. Bede's they all went to Monash, and a lot of my teachers did the same thing. I had some teachers that went to Scots College and stuff, so I know later in my career I'd done John Knox grammar in New South Wales. So then I guess the idea was Monash gave me the opportunity to exhibit work like I did even at St. Bede's. So I exhibited work publicly. I actually forgot I did, and I remember now in hindsight I've exhibiting work at Southland, and that was pretty cool. And I think I remember exhibiting at Southland while they had the Mad Max car, or even they had the Batman car, and I remember that being very well. So having artwork while those two exhibits were there, that was pretty bloody awesome. So thank you, St. Bede's, for exposing me to my local public arena, really. And Monash did the same. So they got me work. I got work exhibited in the peninsula, right in the CBD. So whoever I signed up with at the time really gave me the opportunity to actually show off my work and my talent and my portfolio. And I remember coming to Sydney, and at the time, my wife, she saw the work that I was doing, or wife now, but obviously friends before, and she, people didn't know what my portfolio was about, what I was about, because I kept it hidden. I'm very similar to my daughter Rachel; she does the same. And Sarah's quite public about her things, and they're all into manga and they're into cartooning and all that sort of stuff. So I know that the tradition will keep on going. But yeah, the girls, it's like a visual diary, and some things are personal, some things you don't want people knowing about. But then I think if you don't show people things, you don't really get anywhere in it in that life. So what can you do? St. Pete's and St. James, they gave me the opportunity to teach there again. I know, like, even with SIT, I had the opportunity to teach at SIT when I was here in Sydney. Oh, well, I'm still in Sydney, but it's interesting. Even at TAFE Victoria at Holmes Glen, I was there, always amongst people that were always, teaching others and stuff. So I really think that the thing about, education's given me the platform to expose, what it is that my artwork and what I'm about. I know, like, if I walk down the street, people will probably know me, not as an artist, but just know me as a person, human being. But then there will probably be others that will go, oh yeah, I know that guy's work, and actually acknowledge that. I'm not as big as all the others and the masters and stuff, but what I could say is that as an Italian Australian, I do have quality there in my artwork, even in my portfolio that I left in Melbourne, but also here in Sydney, and what I made of myself, with a lot of the, this artist had to evolve, and had to work with a lot of the software companies. So, do I stay in my artistic roots and not evolve into software? No, I think, like a lot of the, artists in Melbourne, I made sure that, a lot of the Fitzroy artists and things, look at, artificial intelligence as a way of, okay, I can show my artwork through that. So, am I a computer graphic artist? Yes, I am. And then I think, maybe that's where art is now. So, but you can still be a fine artist, like I was doing a lot of fine arts, and I doing ceramics and a lot of other, finer, art, graphic art, and studio art. I've done them all, guys. I've done them all. But it's really finding yourself as a designer, as an artist. This is something that, I've been training people, trade people, at Martin College, at the, La Salle colleges, at UTS and at Monash and at Swinburne, at SIT, not to forget, Central Queensland University. I'm always doing stuff. So even with Martin College, I was always with, even Charles Sturt University. So always doing stuff, through that. But then also the banking stuff that I've done, and the defence stuff that I've done. I think the last 23 years have been awesome. I know that this recession is, what happened 30 years ago, and most of those years I've actually developed a career, 7 years into a recession. And I think what actually helped me, and I think that's going to probably help my daughters, is, going to uni or going to TAFE, so that they don't get back on the market, while this recession's happening. But if they want, they could always work outside, Coles, Woolworth, and a lot of other places, but also study at the same time. I think working and studying at the same time, and family and balance and all that sort of stuff, I did that very good, and I was very good at it, man. And, I think the thing that turned around, and like I said last night, and I was really tired last night, and the truth comes out. So I think, teaching, at state, at secondary and at primary, probably wasn't really for me. I was more a teacher for, an older setting, for private colleges, private universities, TAFEs, New South and universities. So I think that's where my intelligence comes through, and I know a lot of the students that always come back to me, even through Facebook, and really understand that's exactly where I took my teaching career and stuff, and my lecturing career. Also became a coordinator of many lecturers. So, in fact, technically a professor at Central Queensland University under Dr. Ross Lehman. And I really got that experience there in that term. And there's a lot of things there, and even a lot of the bosses that also studied Central Queensland University with IT and stuff. So few people there I know in a lot of the groups, and I think what it is, it's about networking. In the end of the day, whether you network among corporates, among education, among secret organisations, public organisations, Australian Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, the Fortune 500 firms, Swiss Exchange. These are things that I've done. And I've got a pretty cool track record, pretty good guy, in terms of, okay, some things I do very well. Some things, obviously you got to know your strengths and your weaknesses. Initially my weakness was management, but then I spent good 10 years really strengthening my weakness, which was management. And I do it very well now. I manage my stuff with Androids, and I manage myself with chat robots and all these other things that have helped change the way society works. So I've got my own robots, working for me, and working for other organisations too, and discovering me. So people do discover me. Recently had a CEO looking for me in Melbourne. But the thing is, okay, lockdown in Melbourne. If it's a remote thing, then fine, I will take the opportunity. But then, remote thing's good because, Monash, mentoring, that's remote, and that's good. It also helps because you've got a lot of international students, and they want to learn from people like myself that have done the ropes, done the yards. If you've done the hard yards, you're going to get people coming towards you. There are people that are pretty good with the football and good trainers and stuff like that. Some people are good and they're actually they're just truthful, but there are also those that are full of shit. And the internet. Don't believe everything on the internet. I'm approached by so much crap that's out there, and it's a matter of siphoning the good from the shit. And so who do you learn from? Okay, you're going to learn from a teacher in the front of the room, and they're going to teach you bullshit. Sometimes they will teach you okay stuff. From me, you could learn real life stuff. So if you're a designer and you want to learn something, you can either learn from these videos that I'm talking about. I'll tell you my story. But if you can't learn from those, that are in the industry, where are you going to learn it from? Where are you going to pick it up? You're going to read it in a book, or you're going to learn from people in the industry. And I'm here. I'm here to help. And help many designers, as I have in the past. I reckon I've probably helped over 3,000. I've been saying 3,000 for so many years. I reckon I've helped at least 10,000 designers. Designers, artists. And if we don't help each other, we do not, as I said, we don't, learn from each other. So I've learnt from, professors at Monash. I've learned from so many different people. I'm here to impart a lot of that knowledge, and it's up to you. So, if you, I'm here and and available for any questions. And yeah, take care, guys. And so yeah, so from Monash, I went to Swinburne, and I learnt radio and television and media, and look at our media. And the thing is, I developed a big thing in multimedia, new media, and I was very good at that also. So I've always been quite social, political, religious, and that's what makes a pretty, full-on artist. And I remember studying that, and really, I've always had the politicians always approaching and helping out. I've always had the social media people, looking after me, and also the so social media and the religious people. So there's been all these three big things. And does that make you a good leader? I think makes you aware. So there are leaders that have a better awareness than others. So leadership, means that you're leading in groups of people, or you're influencing people. If you're not influencing people or groups of people, then you're not a friggin' leader. You may have leadership quality. It's the same as artists, if you can't create, you're not a real artist, And there are people, you study with, you find them on the internet. Some will approach you, some won't. So get fucked, and they'll tell you fuck off. They won't have anything to do with you or your life. And then you kind of say, oh, good riddance, guys, good riddance. So, but you know what, the thing is, be your own person, be your own man. Respect some, and the others, fucking toss them in the lake. If someone says, "I'll go jump," you go jump. No fucking way. You do your own thing. And this is probably why people have kind of refused to work with me. So not everybody has worked with me and agreed with my ways are the highways. But you know what? The thing is, not that I'm always right or wrong. I just think sometimes I'm not, that person's cup of tea. So if you want a fucking can, you can have a can. If you want a fucking a drink, you can have some fucking Johnny Walker. You want a cup of tea, you can have a fucking cup of tea. If you want a cup of coffee, you can have a fucking cup of coffee. So if you want, the best, and I have been in with the best, I've been trained by the best. I don't know whether that makes me the best, I don't know. But I got a kind of an idea of what is the best approach, and then it's actually problem solving. So whether you have me on your directorship or not, I could give a fucking toss. So I know that I've been in league with so many different people, people that people respect, people that don't fucking respect. And as I said, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to look at my videos. If you like my videos, you'll look at them. If you don't like them, you can get fucked. I'm at 44. I think I know what I'm fucking talking about. And it's not a shot in the foot. There are people that hate my approach. And it is unorthodox. And is it orthodox or unorthodox? Who the fuck knows? I know that I've made it to Monash. I've made it as a Royal Fellow. I've made it into so many fucking academies and colleges that either they outgrow me or I outgrow them. There are people like Glenn and this Leslie bastard. Whether I'm a head of design or not, you guys don't know what the fuck talent is anyway. So yes, name and shame people. Fuck it. And I think people need to know that. And you know what? I got balls. I'm a ballsy bastard, and I go do my shit. But also I gotta follow the lead, and I tend to stay on the level of presidents, level of directors, level of management, so all the C levels. They've got my respect. They've got to earn my respect, mate. They can't just fucking buy it. So even if they give you 100 grand to work their shit and or whatever, they've got to buy my respect. They don't pay my respect every fucking, every week or every fortnight when I'm working for them, or every hour. You got to earn my respect, guys, mate. So, people, you got to know that I've worked with, worked with the Prime Minister. I've worked with senators. I'm not some cheap shit. That I've come from a third world fucking country that you could say fucking pay fucking peanuts. Guys, if you're going to want to work with me, you're going to fucking pay me right. And you've got to pay me right and the right wage. So I don't work for shit. I work for a good pay package. So that's what I am. I deserve it. I am in the top 100 of the universities. I got my papers. My papers aren't shit. They are of high world-class standard. So, people, when you're working with me, you're working with John Rossetti, you're working with data, cloud design, these are things you've got to realise. I'm not here for a fucking joke or here for fucking Mickey Mouse fucking university shit. I'm here for serious business, and that's what it is. I've done serious business in the past. I continue doing serious business, and, I'll embrace what it is that you've got. And, if you don't have the goods, you're not getting the fucking goods here. So you don't get the guns if you don't have the goods. So, you know that. So I'm not some fucking hobo or some fucking on the street. I'm a guy that's serious about business, about technology, about design, about fucking innovation, and about something that some other person hasn't gone and fucking invented, which I fucking invent all the time. I've invented a lot of fucking military shit. I've invented banking shit. I've invented a lot of other shit. My name's everywhere. So my name's also in the WIPO in Geneva. It's also in America and a lot of the trademarks and shit, So, guys, you can sniff me. You can see that I'm the real fucking McCoy. And I might have a fucking attitude, but you know what? I am me. I am, mate. Like fucking Moses. I am. So, take care, guys. All the best. And you know what? You can learn a lot from me. I've been listening all my fucking life. I've listened to train treks, train carriage, fucking train wrecks of businesses. I've also listened to the best of businesses. Telstra, manager. I was also a manager for General Motors, General Electric. So, a manager for General Electric and for Telstra, I know my shit, mate. I'm 40. I'm 6 years away from 50. Not that far away from 60. And I'm still fucking got it, guys. I'm not going to put the nails in my fucking, in my coffin. I know my shit. I've worked with so many different people. And, you know what? I continue working with people. I will not fucking go under a fucking rock. And I will not let this fucking coronavirus affect me, my family, or my friends around me. And you know what? Because I'm a tough son of a bitch. I'm a fucking hard bastard. And you know what? You're going to get the best from me. I'm a fucking asset, guys. I'm a fucking asset. So don't fucking think I'm finished or I'm fucking over, because I am swimming in it fucking every fucking day. I've got the best fucking track record and no one can fucking beat me. I'm second to fucking none. Second to none. So, if you need a hard fucking taskmaster, I'm a fucking master, you fucks. And I will fucking make sure that your team will fucking operate 120 fucking %. And I'll also teach your team. I'll teach your team a lesson. I walked this street of Sydney when I had fuck all. And I even wore the soles of my feet, my shoes, man, walking up and down the CBD of Sydney. When I had fuck all and no one was taking me in and they're going, who the fuck's John Rossetti? Well, mate, John Rossetti has fucking proved himself over and over again for 2 fucking decades and fucking more. Monash fucking grad. Swinburne grad. UTS grad. There's a fucking grad post-grad. So, guys, you're telling me I don't know my fucking shit? I know my shit. And I got my own fucking brand out there. So take it easy. Take care. This is fucking me, mate. You know, this is my fucking channel. You love it, you love it. If you don't fucking don't hate it. You know, I've worked with Mark Burris, David Thoherty. I've worked with the fucking best, mate. You know, even fucking Brother Alf. So good old Brother Alf from Mentone, mate. And you know, from St. James, mate. You know, and even from, you know, Oak Hill, man. You know, it's not just here in Sydney or in Melbourne. I made my fucking mark also with Peter Beattie, mate. You know, Brother Peter Beattie back in Queensland. So I'm a guy that's been fucking around. So respect that fucking. You know, a lot of people don't respect the people that have been around. So all these young fucks, they go into the workforce, they don't respect the people that have been around and know their shit, and they fucking try to step all over you. Some are pretty good, some are not. Then there are people older than you. They have no fucking idea where the fuck you've been. They work for fucking Sizzler. Fucking idiots. And, you know, car lovers and all that fucking shit. You know, stick with your own fucking shit. Don't fuck with me and my fucking ability and my fucking reputation. So I got a reputation out there. I might swear a lot. My grandfather swore heaps, mate. And you know what? Fuck it. You know, I believe in the real shit. And you know what? I'm not a fucking breach of any shit. But if your fucking name's mentioned, I fucking know your name from the first name to the last name, and you fucked around with me, well then you're fucked. So I'm also pretty good at fucking acting too. So you know what? That's what you need. You need to fucking perform and act, you know, and fuck them. So you know what? Fuck sometimes the system. Because you need a new fucking system. You need someone that can fuck people over and over again. Make sure they fucking work like fucking slaves. So you need a fucking union guy. And if they're fucking union, you're fucking fucked. Fuck off. Fuck you if you fucking hate me. If you fucking love me, I will fucking love you back. Take care. Fuck off. Almost 40 minutes. I want to stay here until it's fucking 40 minutes of bullshit. And this is it, mate. You know what? You can all get fucked. If you fucking don't understand this intelligent fucking motherfucker here, I'm intelligent. I know I'm intelligent. I've qualified. I've gone through so many fucking cancels. You can't take my shit away from me. I am who I am. So those that think that they're fucking better than me, you probably are. You're probably not. You know what? I don't give a fuck. You're probably not better than me. I know that I'm not the best, but I am fucking better than a lot of people, mate. So you can all get fucked. I like to work with groups. Sometimes I don't like to work with groups. But you know what? I can work with groups. I can work by my fucking self. Fuck off. Fuck off.